everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's faculty development program on artificial intelligence and data science. We are truly honored to have with us a renowned academician, researcher, and a leader in the field of technology, Professor Dr. Sailesh Suryanarayan Iyer. Dr. Iyer is currently the professor and a principal at Narayan Shastri Institute of Technology, Institute of Foreign Sciences and Cybersecurity. With over 24 years of experience in academics, industry, and corporate training, Dr. Iyer has made significant contributions to artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and data analytics. He has guided PhD scholars, published extensively in reputed Scopus Index journals, and edited multiple books with international publishers like Elsevier and CRC Press. His expertise has been recognized globally, having delivered more than 200 expert talks and keynote addresses across 12 countries. Besides being an editorial board member and reviewer of leading international journals. His awards, patents, and global collaborations are a testament to his outstanding contributions to this field. This evening, he will be sharing his insights on AI and data science, a field that is revolutionizing not just technology, but also the way we perceive and solve real world problems. So, sir, you may proceed with your speech now. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much to the organizers, and my sincere apologies for not being able to make it on 18th because it was some unavoidable circumstances which I could not actually spare time for this. So I'm privileged to be a part of this FDP. I hope this would be of any use. Whatever introduction given by ma'am was based on my previous achievements, but I am always a learner, and I believe that if we need to go ahead, we have to be smart, think smart, and act smart. So I think so. The first step towards being smart is knowing artificial intelligence and data science. And the topic that I have rather been given for this particular FTP is regarding the foundations of AI and data science. So I would just like to share my screen with all of you, and I'll just try to keep it as simple as possible without going into much technical details because I'm going to cover the fundamentals only. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible to us.
PPT, yeah. So I am currently professor and principal at Narayan Shastri Institute of Technology, Institute of Forensic Science and Cybersecurity, and we are affiliated with National Forensic Science University, which is an institute of national importance approved by MHA, Government of India. And we are also into corporate and industry related training for cybersecurity and forensic sciences. So this is an upcoming institution about established in 2023 under the aegis of the Swaminarayan Trust. This has been functioning in Ahmedabad, Jetalpur from the last 2 years, and we have been doing tremendously and contributing towards a safe uh, environment, not just offline but online also. So forensics and cybersecurity both are being catered to by our institution. And yeah, I would just like to come to this slide. Actually, whenever I start actually any important presentation like this, when it's FDP, I normally cover the SDGs first, Sustainable Development Goals. UN has slated 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And if you count with that the Earth observation, because I've included Earth observation because what I found is that I just recently, before a few days, like maybe last week, I had visited uh, Indian Space Research Organization Space Application Center at Ahmedabad. We had signed MOU with ISRO. That is, NSIT and ISRO has signed MOU for research and for other type of collaboration related to space applications, related to image, satellite imaging, sensor networks, and also for how it can be used for forensic investigation of other planets. So all this is a very interesting phenomena that we had discussed. So when we visited ISRO at that time, there were two special labs that we visited, and those two special labs contain lot of details of physics, that is science, optics, image processing, which we found can be very useful for overall development of not only faculties but also students. So please, I do request that if you are planning a visit to Ahmedabad at any time, do plan to visit ISRO. They have opened up a lot of avenues with prior commitment or prior intimation. If you are able to get the particular entry for for visiting these labs, I think so this can be very useful for students as well as for faculties also. So do plan a trip to ISRO at any time, and when you're planning a trip to Ahmedabad, do inform me so that I can plan your visit, or I can arrange a visit to NSIT also, where you can see the latest forensic and cybersecurity related infrastructure. So actually, I just have circled a certain SDGs, which covers no hunger, good health, clean water and sanitation, renewable energy, innovation and infrastructure, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, life below water, and life on land. Now, these particularly nine of the SDGs out of 17 I have circled because these are going to be very important going forward, and AI and data science can contribute a lot in this. Now, when I talk about AI and data science contribution, I'm talking not just about artificial intelligence in the way it is being used right now in most of the places, but also I'm going to talk about a lot of factors which are contributing towards smart cities. Because if I talk about smart cities, then it is very imperative that first we have to talk about the infrastructure. So infrastructure has to have AI, artificial intelligence benefits. They need to be green. We need to be green. We need to be sustainable. Smart villages. So agriculture needs to be smart. We need to have smart farmers. We need to have uh, no poverty, that is zero hunger. Good health is one of the parameters of any society, so healthcare has to be established. As you might have rather during COVID, our whole healthcare facilities were exposed. But post COVID, I'm proud to say that mainly we have a lot of startups in the healthcare sector where AI and data science are being used, AI in particular. So when I'm talking about healthcare, now we have wearable devices. Now we have small chips which can actually tell us a lot of our vital statistics. We don't need to go to the doctor for that. They are connected with mobile apps which can give you day-to-day movement of yours, how many steps you have walked, starting from that to your vital health parameters and how you're performing, what kind of sleep you're getting. All this can be actually managed very well in the good health parameters that I'm talking about. So there are a lot of devices. Like I was just taking a session before maybe a few weeks in a conference in China. So we were actually just exploring some chances of collaboration with various stakeholders, where I had a talk with one of the healthcare companies there. So they said that we are in the process of building a small chip or a small device, you can say, which can actually tell you how good sleep you had during the night. So imagine that any person having a health problem, if the doctor wants to diagnose, the entire report comes in the next morning regarding the sleep, how was the sleep, whether there was any disturbance or not. So all these parameters are being covered in this particular device. So this is going to be a game changer. Innovation and infrastructure, because infrastructure needs to be smart. We need to look at alternative sources of energy. So renewable energy is one of the prime parameters where AI is being going to be used, or AI is being used rather. Climate action, we know that climate is changing on a daily basis. Sometimes we have different seasons in the same day. So this all can be helpful. Like we can have satellite imagery, we can predict the climate, we can avoid certain calamities, disasters, if we have this prediction mechanism. So again, AI plays a very important role along with image processing in this particular uh, sustainable development goal in achieving this. Life below water is a very, very, very pertinent topic where a lot of research is going on. Life on land is also where a lot of research trends are there in AI. So I'm not just talking about foundations of AI here, but I'm also talking about where research potentials are there. Clean water and sanitation, even though we have so many years of independence and we have become a sovereign republic, but still we find that all the parts of the country are not having clean water and sanitation facility. So can technology help in that? In particular, AI can help data science, because a lot of data analytics can go into analyzing which are the areas which need improvement. You can have mining taking place as far as the data is concerned. So all these are important components which can lead to a lot of facts being generated and a lot of decisions being taken. Now, since I'm talking to academicians, it's FDP, so I would like to just focus upon NEP 2020 highlights also. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. So AI actually has brought this in practice, because those people who were thinking that their job cannot be challenged, AI can challenge those jobs. So unskilled jobs may be taken over by machine, but still, if you unlearn and relearn, then there are a lot of jobs in the sector, in every sector that AI is instrumental in. So there is a controversy right now that will AI take away jobs? My answer would be no. They would take away jobs if you're going to do the very common ordinary tasks that you are supposed to do. I mean, right now you're doing. But if you're going to be replaced by AI, then you can actually guide, because AI is something which has to be trained. So for that training, we need to be the guiding force. So unskilled jobs will not exist, they'll be taken over. But yeah, there are a lot of skills and other jobs which need human intervention. So humans cannot be replaced at any phase. Computers, AI can replace human beings in a lot of tasks that are commonly performed. So we need to reskill ourselves. That's what I call as relearn. Now, what is intelligence? Since I've been assigned the topic of from basics, I'm just starting from the basics, though many of you might be aware about this. Intelligence is the ability to learn and perform suitable techniques to solve problems and achieve goals. This is the definition as per the Stanford University. A modern factory robot is flexible, accurate, and consistent, but not intelligent, right? We have done a project for a Morbi-based company into ceramic tiles, where we had a machine vision project which was executed by some of our faculty members. I was also part of that project, and along with that, some students were also there. What we did is that they had a production facility which was semi-automated, but when the tiles were coming out, the finished goods were coming out of the through the conveyor belt, it was not automated. That was a manual process wherein the automation had to be, I mean, the tiles had to be separated into different components depending upon the quality of the tile. That is into premium segment, medium, or you can say average segment, and below average segment. Now, the premium segment used to be exported outside India. The medium segment was used in India for hi-fi hotels and other places, and even the flats that were being built, etc., by the builders. And the low quality was going to a poor household who cannot afford high quality tiles. So the only problem was that there were small pinholes which were not detected by human eye, which was a problem because when the on the both the sides of the conveyor belt you had people standing, and they were classifying the tiles manually. Now within 30 seconds you're just seeing a tile and deciding whether the tile is of a superior quality or an average or a low quality. So that was very difficult to do it, because by the naked eye it's very difficult to detect that particular pinhole also. So this was the work of experts. So again, we installed a camera, high resolution camera at the top of the conveyor belt. And when the tiles were coming out of the conveyor belt, we used to take the images in different orientations, and already feeded images were there that were checked with this particular image of the tile that was coming out of the conveyor belt. And within 30 seconds, the prediction was done which particular quality of tile it is. Accordingly, the conveyor belt used to separate it. So this was an automation which was done using machine learning and image processing. So there are a lot of things which can be done which don't require manual intervention, that can be done through this particular mechanism. Now, so when we come to talk about AI, then this branch of science and technology that is devoted to creation of machines, that is computer science, system, robots, etc., that learn and think as intelligently as human beings, is known as AI. So automation, as I told you, the example right now I gave, that is AI. Robotics, that is AI. What I mean by robotics is that we are talking about a generation where probably there was a talk that teachers in schools are being replaced by robots. In some countries, this has been done, but actually, they are not replaced. They are supplemented by robots. They are called humanoid robots who help the teacher in performing mundane tasks like assignment checking, even guiding students sometimes, evaluating the student, and again giving them extra coaching whenever required. So all this can be done by robots, but they can never take the human being role of a teacher. They can assist the teacher. So that is what robotics is all about. During COVID, we found that whenever the vaccination was to be given, we stood in line over here and we took the tokens. Again, the healthcare facility was not that developed at that time. We were not anticipating such a big pandemic. But in some countries where automation took place, they had humanoid robots. We had a video doing the rounds where in a foreign country, a humanoid robot, a small robot carrying a backpack, was going around to various places. It used to knock on the door or ring the bell. As soon as the person opened the door, the image of that particular person was scanned, taken, and that was matched with the person who needed to be vaccinated. So if that is matching, then the humanoid robot just took out from the backpack vaccine, inserted it to that person, and then within 1 minute, a house can be vaccinated. People in one house can be vaccinated. So see at the efficiency of the usage of robots. So again, AI and robotics can be combined here. Virtual assistants are being used by us. There are many such examples. Softwares are being used by us. Most of us are using Chat GPT and various other tools. So that is again a kind of AI usage. And now Tesla, or you can say it is synonymous with self-driving cars. But yeah, self-driving cars are going to be the future. Though I have my own inhibitions about the success rate in India, because in India you can't predict the traffic. They may come from any place. Any rickshaw person who is driving a rickshaw can immediately put his leg outside and without giving an indicator can turn. So all these are very difficult things which the self-driving car has to learn. But I am sure that with the help of the kind of data that is fed to it, images that is fed to it, it will be able to do it very well. So this is again what AI is we are talking about. So AI actually tries to replicate human beings. So what are the characteristics of human behavior? We understand, we reason, we learn, solve problems, and do effective communication. So all of these is, or some of these are being tried to be replicated by machines, and that is actually a part of AI. So one more definition of AI is science and engineering of making intelligence machine, especially intelligent computer programs. That is AI. So Siri and Alexa are powered by AI. All of us know about it. Applications of AI in daily life, I have given many examples of that, but healthcare is one of the big examples where AI is used. Now, close to in 22, I don't know the latest statistics, but in 2022, there was a survey done, and it was found that there were 1 lakh healthcare related startups which were initiated and which were successful, and they crossed a very important milestone of 1 million turnover in 1 year. So that was something that was very much productive, and healthcare sector in India is growing a lot. And to supplement this, we need the infrastructure of having smart ambulances, smart uh, systems which can support the doctors and nurses. Still, the equipments are not that smart. Again, one area where healthcare can develop is in villages. In villages, you don't have well known doctors, they don't prefer to settle down in villages. So, you have a very few healthcare facilities in villages. So, that can be challenged, and AI can also allow a remote healthcare facility to be given. That means a doctor sitting in a posh hospital in Ahmedabad or Bangalore or any other city, Kolkata, can actually advise operations, how to perform a particular surgery to doctors who are not that well qualified or well experienced through remote healthcare facilities. So, this kind of facility is a reality right now. This is one aspect which we are talking about. Agriculture is a big game changer. Now, in agriculture, if I talk about AI, uh, I can go on because we have done a few projects on agriculture also in AI. So I can go on because there are a lot of aspects where AI can be used in agriculture. So my future vision of farming in India is a smart farmer sitting in his office and monitoring on his laptop or desktop what all is going on in his farm. So right now, I mean, till a few years back, we were having an image of a farmer who was actually struggling, toiling every day, and it was as if that he or she will not be able to meet the daily ends also. But now with smart farming, with intelligent farming, with AI in farming, we can do wonders. So AI can help in crop harvesting. The yield can be increased. They can identify different soils and what are the different types of soils available for which crop, that can be identified. So sensors can be used, AI can be used along with sensors, and all the data being generated from so many years can be analyzed and prediction can be made. So I can predict which crop will work. I can predict where to sell my produce. All this is actually going to talk about AI in daily life. So agriculture is a huge place where we can do wonders. Retailing is one more area where we can do prediction, or we can give recommendations. Like suppose if you are booking a particular flight ticket, right? You get related destination ideas also, that you can visit this place nearby, you can visit this place. If you buy a book of Java, you will get a recommendation that you those who bought Java book also bought Python book. So some such retailing can also take place in a big way. Retailing is a very big market, and now only large players are there in the market. So again, I believe now delivery persons would also be removed. Like if you say Blinkit, if you say Reliance Smart, such kind of big players will actually not have people delivering the goods in maybe 5 years down the line, but you will have humanoid robots doing the same. So everything would be AI controlled. So that is going to be the future which I'm talking about here. So these are the applications in daily life. Productivity in work can be increased. Suppose something that you want to do, you're toiling, but not completing the work. AI can do it within seconds. So that is where you need to use AI. but AI should not kill your intelligence. Now, there are some drawbacks also which I would like to talk about. That when AI was asked, I mean, there are a lot of AI tools right now like ChatGPT, etc., which are being used. And one of such tools, when I experienced it, AI was asked that what is, I mean, what should I eat to generate more minerals in my body? That means I should have more minerals in my body. What is the supplement that I require? So the answer came that you should eat a piece of rock daily. Pathar, rock. Now, just assume what is AI. It has been trained on the data that has been provided. Similarly, our Prime Minister sir also in one of his speeches said that when he asked AI to have a picture of or an image of persons who write with the left hand, then most of the images were of right-handed people. So what it means is that whatever data is less fed to it, it is not able to work on that. So that is one of the reasons why AI may not be totally reliable in most of the cases. But yeah, those who are using it to good effect, and they are making very efficient use of that. Personal life also, like I would talk about Ola, Uber, and such services which are being provided, Rapido. They are also providing such services where you can have a lot of facilities which can be AI enabled. So these are all some of the applications of AI. Now, how does AI work? You might be aware about it by analyzing data and learning from patterns. AI also learns. So AI learns from previous data. It learns from patterns which are generated by previous data, and based on that, decisions are taken. They use algorithms or step-by-step instruction to learn from data and make decisions. So again, these decisions are taken on a based on step-by-step instruction. It is not clear when to take what decision until that time comes. The more data they are given, the more patterns they learn, and the better they are becoming. So it is like practice makes an AI system perfect. So this is what we are working on. So more and more data is given, more and more patterns are generated, more and more learning takes place, and more decisions can be better. Why sudden boom in AI systems? When I was studying AI in my master's in 2000 probably or 98, I don't remember the exact year. We studied AI as a theory subject. Now AI is practical. So at that time we used to wonder what kind of problems can be solved through AI. We were told about the Turing test and all that. We It was all on theory base. We never have practicals. So in 98 or 2000 year, we were not clear regarding what will be the future of AI. But now we can see that what is AI and what transformation has brought. So since last 10 to 15 years, we are seeing a big change in AI and a boom in AI systems. So computing power has increased, data storage has facilities has increased, social media has increased, digital technologies have increased, and that is leading to a vast amount of data. Now, whenever you have vast amount of data, you need them to be analyzed and used to train AI models. Then you have advances in AI research, that is machine learning and deep learning. Now, deep learning can again be classified into a lot of other parameters. I'm not going to that aspect. Advances in NLP, I think so. Today you had a session in the afternoon probably about NLP. So I'm not going much deep into it, but yeah, that is the ability of AI to understand and interpret human language. So natural language processing is a very good emerging field for research. So what are the technical application areas of AI? So one is image processing. What I mean by image processing here is wherever you are finding images, uh, their AI and analytics, data analytics can work. So if I talk about, I take images of various regions all over the world, right? And I try to do some processing based on that. Again, that would require AI, that would require images to be captured. So again, images to be stored somewhere. So you need high storage. And then the analysis results have to be visualized. So data visualization is required. So data science and AI are very much a part where image processing is being used. Sentiment analysis. natural language processing, video processing. Again, now video processing is a huge field which had a lot of limitations of size of storage, etc. Now that has been removed. Speech recognition and Internet of Things. Now it's called Internet of Everywhere because there are a lot of facilities being included in IoT. It has become IoE. So these are all the various areas where machine learning can be used or AI can be used. Generative AI is again creating or generating new content. So that is the kind of AI that is being used right now, and people are really crazy after it. People don't use their own brains; they are now using AI brains in form of generative AI. So it's a subset of machine learning, drawing from techniques like deep learning and reinforcement learning, which can generate output that can include text, images, music, video, and more. So if I talk about, I've just tried to separate generative AI use cases based on text, code, image, speech, video, 3D, and others. Others consists of other parameters. So you can use it in marketing, if content preparation, because now even emails are being done by people using chat gpt or generative AI, and that is actually a very serious concern. But yeah, email also it's supporting for sales, for support also chat or email, for general writing and for note taking. All these things, text based generative AI use cases are there. Code, again, code generation. You have a no code language or zero code language or less code language, right? So code is generated automatically, so you don't need to write so much amount of tedious code. So code documentation, then text to SQL, and then web app builder. So again, coding requires a lot of things. Even website can be immediately made. You don't need any kind of coding to be done. Image generation, uh, again, for a lot of crimes also image generation softwares are required. Consumer or social related images are required. Media or advertising and design. Voice synthesis is very important. If you want to find out a lot of other parameters in the voice, you can find out and you can try to identify whose voice it is. Voice editing or generation, video editing and or generation, 3D models. So all these are places where I think so generative AI is being used. Last is where miscellaneous, where biology and chemistry, audio, music, RPA, and gaming. So these are all some of the applications of generative AI. Now, this is what I was talking about. Retail, if I talk about customer service automation, you don't need customer service people there. It can be automated. Sales and product recommendations can be given. 24 by 7 customer support can be given in the retail segment. You don't need people for that. You can have AI based chatbots. Healthcare, again, diagnostic support, checking and triage, and clinical trial matching. All this can be done using generative AI. Finance and banking, customer service automation, fraud detection and security, and market analysis and investment suggestions. So all this can be using AI to very good effect. Finance and banking, here customer service automation, fraud detection and security. So there are n number of applications where generative AI is being used. Though some people may not prefer, but yeah, it is going to be a game changer if it is used properly. Though in research, there are some limitations of AI tools or generative AI being used because that can be caught under the AI tool segment. Supply chain management, education, everywhere AI is being used in a big way. Now, conversational AI is one more aspect, a type of AI that can simulate human conversation, right? So it's a part of NLP, you can say, which can be used for very good effect. Synthetic brain power that makes machines capable of understanding, processing, and responding to human language. So this is something that really I wanted to demonstrate. This is something that is happening in real life. Can you help me? I have a question. I need to get this done. So all these things can be answered very effectively. So user query, based on that, the response bot reply response is coming. So this is how it actually works. A user submits a query. Hi, I'd like to set a reminder for 3 p.m. tomorrow. Now, NLP actually does all the process. Natural language processing is natural learning process is done, and based on that, deep learning and then machine learning, and then the bot reply comes. Sure, your reminder has been set for 3 p.m. tomorrow. So this is something that is taken. Request somebody has unmuted. Please request you to mute yourself. This is Alexa, or you can say AI chatbots are very much there. Voice bots are there. Interactive video assistants, voice assistants are also there. AI in education is also very much being used inside the classroom, outside the classroom, everywhere. Adaptive learning is one of the important aspects of AI in education. So, adaptive learning, one of my scholars has completed his PhD on this topic also, and a lot of AI related applications can be generated in education. So I think so. This is a game changer, adaptive learning in particular. Personalized learning, this is what I was talking about. You can learn at your pace according to your preference without any kind of generalization of that. So this is adaptive learning. I was talking about this. Universal access. Again, you can access from anywhere, anytime, and accordingly, you can speak to different people you having different kind of disabilities impairments. Now what are the ethical concerns? When I talk about ethical concerns, there are some ethical concerns of AI. Fairness is one of the major concerns. Should be designed to avoid bias and discrimination and ensure equal treatment of all individuals regardless of this is something which we have to take care, because it may happen that some sentiments may be hurt, some people may be discriminated against. So our AI needs to be ethical in nature. So we have to do a lot of testing for that. Transparency should be transparent and explainable with clear documentation on how they make the decisions and recommendations. Then comes the privacy aspect, then accountability, and then safety. So these are some of the concerns which I think these are the ethical concerns related to AI systems. Now coming to the second topic of data science. Now I've just written here, I've just taken this diagram from a particular source which I've mentioned there. So there actually we have lot of names given to data science: data mining, web marketing, predictive analytics, uh, computing promotion, big data, detection on social media, service projects, multimedia network, information technology, research probability, knowledge discovery in database, KDD, visualization, strategy visualization, big data visualization, segmentation, social network. All these things are a part of data science. So, what is data science? Data science, also known as data driven science, is an interdisciplinary field of scientific methods, process, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge or insights from data in various forms, either structured or unstructured, similar to data mining. Now, when I talk about data, we are generating a huge amount of data on a daily basis, and data are of various types. When we talk about data, we are talking about simple text data, that is very much that we use. Data in form of rows and columns, that is in tables, that also we use. What we don't use that frequently is image data, video data, and all the processing related to the mixture of video and image data, or maybe some kind of text hidden inside an image, iconography type of thing. So that data needs to be interpreted and that data needs to be mined. So data is huge in nature. They need to be analyzed, mined, and accordingly we need to proceed. So what is the fourth paradigm is Change of all science moving from observational to theoretical to computational and now to data intensive scientific discovery. So this is what we are moving to, and this book is very much relevant. If you get a chance, you can just read this. What is important? Need to solve a real problem using data, no applications, no data science. So this is the unifier. Data science consists of a mixture of all these fields. It consists of a subset of machine learning or statistical learning, application domain expertise. That means if suppose I'm dealing with healthcare related data, then healthcare expertise is required in this. So application domain expertise is required. Visualization people are required where you need some visualization packages being done. Mathematical optimization needs to be done because you want to do it more efficiently. Social science because all the parameters should be very well gelled into the social structure. It should not be violating any social or legal norms. So law is also very important. Data management and humanities. So all these are unifying into data science. Data science, they are not the same thing. Data science and big data, they are not the same thing. Big data is like crude oil, you can say, right? So data science is about refining the crude oil. So this gives an example on how what is the difference between big data and data science. Now this is what I want to focus upon. Data science alone cannot work. AI alone cannot work. We need ML, DM analytics. Data mining analytics and machine learning analytics should be there. A part of data science and AI, an intersection of both is required for most of the applications. So data science is producing insights, machine learning produces predictions. But without insights, prediction cannot take place, or without prediction, insights cannot be harnessed. So this is something which is interdisciplinary. Now, what are the data science application examples? Like suppose I talk about forensics or forensic science, fraud detection is one of the big areas that's emerging. So you're trying to investigate fraud patterns in past data. So past data means what? Previously, whatever data has been generated, already saved, already stored. Now, is there any fraud pattern which can be investigated and we can try to predict a fraud from happening and we can take corrective steps? So early detection is very important. Precision is important and real-time analytics is important. Some of the applications is, as I told you, data science related mining, or you can say it is also known as recommending systems, or recommendations are given. Customer recommendations are given. Customer who bought this item also bought the items below. It all started with data mining, association rule mining uh, in US, where data mining was not at all prevalent. It was quite new, and one store owner, superstore owner, he was going in loss. So what he did is that he wanted to hire, he was told that if you hire a consultant, he may guide you regarding what is the kind of profitability you can have through your superstore. He told that this consultant will help you. So that consultant was hired, and that shopkeeper reluctantly gave the full charge to the consultant that you make the changes whatever you want, but he was not that sure about it. So at that time, the consultant, he made some changes in the layout of the store. And after a few days, when the sales was recorded on Friday and over the past 2 months, the sales almost doubled in that particular period of 1 month. So this person asked, "What is the change you made and why was it clicking?" He said, "I just analyzed your transaction previously and I found that on Fridays or on some weekend days before the weekend, beer and diaper were being sold tremendously in different bills." So what he did is he kept the beer and diaper nearby. So that led to a lot of sales because in foreign countries, actually, they have 5 days a week, and Friday evening they chill out and they don't want any disturbance of the children, small children. So they buy a diaper and beer. So that set is there. So this was the starting of data mining. Now then came recommendation systems, which we are actually right now seeing. Netflix has increased a lot of sales, click-through rates, and conversions. Amazon recommendation system drives a 20 to 35% lift in sales annually. So you can see that collaborative filtering is also going on. So predicting why patients are being readmitted, right? So that prediction can take place. Smart cities, again, as I told you, that if you want your city to be smart, these are all some of the parameters you require. Smart manufacturing, smart government, mobility or Wi-Fi. You need smart digital citizens. You need open data. You need smart health, smart farming or agriculture, smart buildings, a smart grid or an energy or utilities, and smart transportation and smart parking, obviously. So all this is a part of your smart city. If you want to do this, then a lot of data is being generated. So that data needs to be analyzed, processed, and then meaningful output need to be generated, which can be optimum enough. So that is what we call as a data science application. Stop saying smart cities. This is what people have been reluctantly telling before COVID. Now everything is going to be smart. So you can also try to predict how to build a baseball team on a very low budget by relying on data that is provided to you. So there are a lot of applications here. Now, when you talk about a holistic approach to data science, what happens in data science? This is a very core area which I want to cover. Data acquisition is done. Means data can be acquired from various places, various sources, and that data may be of different types. Source may be of different types. It can be audio data, it can be video data. All the data is of different types. So they are acquired. There is a cleaning done of that data, and accordingly, they are made in a uniform format, making data trustable and usable. Then the management of big data comes in the picture, then the modeling and analysis, and then the dissemination and visualization. So then the data is preserved wherever it is required. But all these times, ethics, policy, and social impact are studied. So applications are being generated which can be outsourced or outside applications along with the interaction is taking place. So this is something which we call as a holistic approach to data science. Now, if I talk about data science, there are some core research issues and interactions, like making data trustable and usable. See, we have data from various sources. Is the data trustable? If you get any video on WhatsApp, is it trustable, or is it just a forward which is not verified, which may be fake, which may be leaning towards a political party or a political entity or a person, which may actually not be intended to provide a view which is not biased, right? So all this can take place. So data cleaning is required, sampling and data provenance is required. Then big data management, again, data lakes to be identified or made, batch and online access to be given, and platforms to be developed. Modeling and analysis, we need to model and the methods for data lakes, unsupervised classification and artificial intelligence. Both needs to be used. The last one here is visualization for higher, wider audience, visualization for data exploration, and open data technologies. So these are some of the important issues on which a lot of research needs to be done in the part of data science. Now, I was earlier talking about AI-based research. Now I'm talking about uh, data science research. The reason is that very few people are working on data science related research. So again, if you talk about DM support for governance, data preparation for big data management, cleaning for data analysis, DM for ML, and ML for DM, and visual analytics. So if you see that these are all components which are very much a part of this, right? So I'll just not end here, but yeah, I would just like to show you some kind of, yeah, these are some tools which I just want you to have a glimpse at. We'll not be discussing these tools, but yeah, I'll just share this link if you want. It is very useful. I just found this to be very useful before a long time when I was just searching for some AI based tools. So there are some tools for research and writing. So AI for tools for academic research and writing. So what is the task? It is for brainstorming ideas or examples and narrowing your topic ideas for a research paper. Then you can use these tools which are given in the right. That is Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, Microsoft Copilot, which is now very much with us, Gemini, and Writeful. So you can click and see what is happening there. Now I'll just click here. The entire details would be following, right? So you can go for more details about it. Frequently asked questions are also there. Everything is there. So you can just sign in and you can access cloud. Just I'll just go back here. Yeah. So this is one of them, Claude, then ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, Microsoft Autopilot, Copilot, Gemini, and Writeful. Now, you want to upload documents and summarize them, then Notebook LM is available. If you want, you can go for some tools for finding and summarizing websites and answering your question. So in that, Microsoft Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT 4 and 4.0 Mini, Cloud, and Perplexity AI. So all these are softwares which can be used. You can just click the links and you can go for more depth if you want. So if you want to go into deep research, also there are tools. So everywhere tools are available which can actually give you a focus upon how to make it more beneficial. Now, one more. Okay, these are 20 data science tools that are most popular and that are available. Open source tools. I'm just reading out them. I'm not going into details of them. Python, R, Jupyter, NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn. So these are all some of the tools. I have worked on most of them here. I have worked on Python, R, Jupyter, NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn, PyTorch, MATLAB, Matplotlib, uh, Tableau, Public, K9, that is Knowledge Miner, Rapid Miner, Orange, all these tools I have Veka, all these tools I have worked, and it has been a very satisfying experience to work on such kind of tools. So, all in all, I think so. There's a huge potential to explore here, and if you just search for the tools, yeah. But I would just like to tell you one important thing before ending my presentation would be that. You should not be a slave of AI or data science, but you should actually know how to conquer the things, how to get the things done using these tools. So, very important that you go for proper usage of these tools. Otherwise, it can create a lot of problem if you're becoming a slave of a tool. So, this is something which I feel that you should be looking at. There are a lot of opportunities in AI and machine learning as well as data science. So I hope this session has been somewhat useful to you. Now I'm open to questions if any. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I'm open to questions if any.
Participants, if you have any question, you may ask.
Yes, sir. I have two questions, in fact.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, first is the fourth paradigm you talked about in AI, the fourth paradigm of science. There is actually concern that data does not provide the causality. Just having drawing inferences from data doesn't give you any insight, doesn't give the model any insight into causality, cause and effect. Like causality is not correlation. So your comments, please, sir.
Actually, that depends upon a lot of factors. One of the factors is that is the data credible or not. Many times it may happen that some data may not be verified enough. They may be of different views. They may not be collaborating, or you may not be getting sufficient data for any decision to be taken. That can also be one of the views. But yeah, I do believe that always there should be a check on the kind of decisions or on the kind of data. That's why data cleaning is a very important process. You need to have data cleaning, and there are a lot of tools for data cleaning like Talend. Uh, Various other tools are there which can be used for proper data cleaning, and then the processing is done. So here, the problem is that we want everything very fast, but probably I think so. When you're going for fast, you may have to compromise somewhere on the quality of the results also. So yeah, I
Uh,
do agree with it. I do agree with it that always you may not get the results that you want, but yeah, again, it depends
in
upon what type of data you
right
are analyzing.
in scientific research, like one is theoretical, one is experimental. But if you don't go by that route, if you just take the data, you might not know what is the cause and what is the effect. Even if the data is true, not it's not incorrect or not corrupted by noise or anything. Even if you have just the entire data, you will may not be able to find out which is the cause and which is the effect in the scientific research, I mean, specifically.
Yeah, so you mean to say that I mean that's where I think so that human being expertise is required everywhere. I never said that AI can replace human beings or data science can replace at any stage. They can help. They can really give a lot of inputs, speed into the operations, etc. But if you think that AI can replace human beings, I don't agree with it. That's why I said many times that even in schools, also in Bangalore, some schools have implemented robots, but that robots are acting as a supplement, not replacing the teachers. So again, here human supervision is required at various stages for any action to be taken. If that is not there, then reliability of that data is not there. So again, that has to be.
Absolutely. So the fourth paradigm is not actually watertight. You need either theory or model, the physical model or the experimentation to supplement that.
Sir, I started on that note only, that when I talked about AI in the beginning, I said that AI can be misleading also many times. So those who like, we use Google Maps. Many times Google Maps take us at a dead end, but that means that data has been fed in such a manner. Today morning only, I was traveling to a destination. It showed me that there is a low visibility ahead, as reported by people. I did not have any visibility problem throughout the way. So whatever has been feeded is being given to you. Now that feeded things may be correct, may be wrong. That depends, because if I am asking AI what minerals, for getting minerals into my diet, what should I eat? It is telling me a piece of rock every day. Now that is based on what has been fed to it. It has been fed that minerals are more contained in rocks. So it is telling me that you eat the rock every day. Now I cannot eat rock. So practically human intervention is not there. That's why this is happening. So this is a major problem that is being faced, and but again, we are becoming slaves of AI. That is what actually I would like all of us to educate our students also. I mean, if students are there in this, please don't become a slave of the AI tools that you're using, because once you become slaves, then you lose your mentality. There was a image which I have not kept here, but yeah, but before a few days, I had shared in my status also. It showed that those people's brain who are using Chat GPT and such AI tools, they are not creative enough. After a few months of using that, their brain becomes less creative. They are less alert. Whereas those who are using their brains properly and not using that much ready-made tools, they are much more sharper. They are tend to give better results as far as creativity and out of the box thinking are concerned. So again, human mind is also being affected by using ready-made tools. So that is something which we have to think, to what portion to restrict the AI and the more interference of such ready-made tools. So that we need to somewhere curb. That depends from individual to individual, but I think that can be a big dampener in the creative. Just like if I say that we used to be good writers, I mean, we had a habit of writing. Like I believe that when I was doing my graduation, etc., we used to write programs and then we used to go to the lab just to execute the programs. Right now, students, I have not seen many of the students bringing written programs. So they are now losing writing. Now, as soon as they lose their writing skills, they are going to be too much addicted to ready-made material on the net. If they want to write an application, also now they use ChatGPT. So the creativity, their own wordings, that all is being missed. Their vocabulary is suffering. They are too much dependent upon external source. So that will lead to a lot of drawbacks as far as their individuality is concerned. So that is a concern which I am having as academician, as a researcher. Yeah,
Thank you.
we used to hear that CSE students should learn how to code. But in this no code era, should CSE student focus on coding logics anymore or go to no code platforms? See, nobody can replace, there'll be more sophisticated systems. I'll give you an example that when automation started, all the private, I mean, government banks people went on strike, Western Railway people went on strike, LIC people went on strike that we are against automation, our jobs will go. But still, LIC is working, bank is working. There is still shortage of staff in banks, right? So what does that mean? Some upskilling has happened. Maybe the kind of jobs that required machines to do it, that machines are doing, but upskilling is taking place and people are not being replaced by machines where intelligence is truly required in the kind of way that we want. So again, both will go on. You will have no code also, you will have code also, but you will have intelligent coding now being done from your end. Now, basic coding will not be there. You will not be preparing websites with simple code. That would be done automatically. But you will decide what should be on the website. So that is your expertise that nobody can replace. AI cannot replace it. So that is where I think so. Human beings with proper skilled expertise are required, and they will be governing how AI is transforming itself in the future. But if you become slaves of this, it's not going to work. You have to be mastering this to good effect so that you cannot be irreplaceable.
Dear participants, if you have any question, you can post it in the chat box, please.
And earlier we used to have total, I mean, if you take very few software requirements were there. I mean, if you are designing a software, very few requirements were there. Now requirements are increasing. Even though automation is there, still we have development going on. Still we have people going working. In many of the companies, they say layoffs are taking place, but layoffs is not because of jobs not being there. It is because the people are not compatible to the changing technologies. So if you're obsolete, nobody will keep you. So that is the reason why jobs are going. I hope that answers. To plan for a generative AI course for students, what are the prerequisites we should keep in the previous semesters? I think don't go for generative AI until the basics are clear. So all the basic AI related manual things should be clear. Then they should go for generative AI. They should know machine learning. They should have executed some codes on machine learning, and then they should go for ready-made packages or usage of that. Otherwise, they will lose interest in the coding part at all. Still, C is being taught in schools, even though Python has come. Why school C is being taught? Because C is the basics of logic building. I still teach algorithm flowcharts in my to my students when they start programming. The reason is that is a base. If you have good logic development, if you want to have good logic development, you have to go through the basics. So once the basics are taught, they are clear with it, then go for this as an option which they can use for better efficiency, nothing else. That should not be a dependence.
Anyone? Any more questions? So, sir, I think no more questions from the participants. So on behalf of the organizing committee, I sincerely thank you, sir, for this enriching and insightful session. Your valuable inputs have inspired us all and added a great depth to this FDP. I also thank all the participants for their active involvement. So thank you once again, sir. And this is a small token of appreciation from our end. Kindly accept it, sir.
Thank you, and looking forward to more such interactions. I am also actually I've just shared my email ID in case any collaborations or anybody has any questions, they are free to ask on my email. I'll be very happy to reply for the same.
Surely, sir. Surely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Our session ends now.